and welcome to Wednesday. We're so happy you're here again. Thanks for coming back. We hope you had fun with Movement Monday and got out and moved your body and maybe did some exercise with Mr. Silvio or Miss Nancy and her family. They were amazing, and we're so excited to be able to bring you those videos on Mondays. Today, we are going to talk about some other things. We're going to talk about Word Wednesday. So we're learning all about different words, and that often involves reading stories and reading books. So we have many different books just right here in front of me. The reason that they're out is that we're looking for something new in my house to read. We finished several books recently, and we need something a little bit different. We read the book Hatchet, which is a little bit advanced maybe for some and perfect for others. I would say it's a good book for someone who's in 4th, 5th, 6th grade, about a boy who's stranded in Canada after his plane crashes, and he has to survive with just his clothes and a hatchet, which is a small axe. There is The Wizard of Oz. So I love The Wizard of Oz story. It's such a wonderful tale of Dorothy, and I always wondered, is she really awake or is she dreaming? Was she there and everyone's telling her that she was dreaming? Was she truly in Oz? This is a good book because there's some pictures as you go through and read the story. Something interesting about this too is that in the original version, her shoes were not ruby. They were silver slippers. The reason they were ruby was that they would really stand out on camera in the movie. So that's kind of exciting. I Survived. These are great books about history. And there's 39 Clues books. We love that one. We're going to actually probably reread those soon. Horrible History. This one I have about the USA, and a friend just lent me about 10 more that we can go through and watch, and because my kids like to watch. They like to watch more than read. And look at some of the stories and the illustrations in here as we read together. These here are from when I was younger, and my husband as well, illustrated classics. I don't know if you remember those parents. They have lots of pictures in them, and they tell a story. So that as you read, your children can look at the pictures and help build a story in their brains, in their minds, about what is happening. This one is Tom Sawyer. And I'll tell you, my husband read this to my son when he was going from kindergarten to 1st grade. So they're never too young to hear these stories. Choose Your Own Adventures. Many of us who grew up in the 80s read these stories. These are awesome because it's not just how it's written, and they're relatively short, little pieces of a story. And down here, you can choose. If you'd like one thing to happen, go to page 37. If you'd like another thing to happen, go to page 18. And you will get to read a different story every time you make those choices. One of my all-time favorite books is The Giving Tree. And this is about, well, it starts out as a young boy, but eventually grows up into an adult and an old man, and how he gives to this tree and what happens over time. So if you can see right here, there's the apples, and he's able to give the apples at one point, and then he gives his leaves and his branches until he basically has nothing left to give. But he still tries to think of things to give and to share. This is an excellent book for any age. Zathura, as you can see, is well worn in my house. It's a space adventure that revolves around reading a storybook. It has excellent illustrations in it. And it talks about two brothers and how they become closer through adventures that they have in a story. Another favorite, I Spy. I always love an I Spy, or Can You See What I See? These are great, great books where you can try to find things in these pictures. And some of the pictures are really intricate. So let me just move it a little bit closer. So this one's especially cool because it moves from very close up to very far away with the details in the pictures. As you can see, this window scene, eventually it moves to a postcard. So the window is right here in the picture, and now we're at a postcard and a beach blanket. It's really kind of a neat story. And then, I picked this up years ago down in Cape May in a store. And what it has is the beginning of, I'd say probably about 15 stories that you start to tell with your child. And your mom or daddy could tell you, or if you're an adult, you could read it yourself and then maybe write what you think would happen next. For example, this story, it said, I stared in amazement as it sparkled and bobbed in the wind. And then you have to tell the remainder of the story. So these are all amazing books, and they all use words. And this last one, this one is a Can You See What I See? Cool collections. So it's all about different things that people collect. Some people may collect robots, or little animals, or stuffed animals, or maybe even this one here is pictures. This picture that you can see, these are all game pieces. So these are really fun collections. Tomorrow we're going to talk some more about collections because I am lucky enough to be married to someone who has a pretty extensive and very special collection right here in our basement. So I'm going to take you into that special place so you can see what it is. Let me know if you think maybe it's a collection that you might be aware of. Might be something like a collection of rocks or a collection of dolls. Who knows? It's going to be a mystery until tomorrow, but we're going to see you then, and I will share with you a special collection I have in my house. So until then, keep reading. Let me hear your tales that you maybe are telling, or something that you're reading that you really enjoy, because I'm always looking for new books. With that, my friend, Miss Melanie, she's going to read you a story as well. So we'll connect that video to this one in the email. If you're interested in seeing it and you don't have a link to the video, send us a message and I'll share it with you. Thanks so much and have a great day. Happy Wednesday!